Good morning. I hereby call to order this 8th meeting of the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission for the year 2022 and ask that you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone. Diverting a little bit from my normal comments, I do want to take the opportunity to welcome our new small business advocate. I'm going to mess up your name, but your last name is Sabri. So, Nazari Sabri. Yes. And also our consumer advocate, Patrick Cicero, is also here. So we want to congratulate both of them who just recently got confirmed by the Senate and welcome them to our meetings, which is probably not the first time, but just officially welcome them on the record. Welcome also to everyone else that's joining us here today and also those that are watching us live stream. At today's meeting, which is open to the public, the Commission will act on various matters. Just a reminder to everyone, there's no opportunities for the public to address the Commission at our public meetings. The public meeting motions, statements, and video will be available on the Commission's website later today. So the first matter on this morning's agenda is the approval of the minutes for May 12, 2020, and I look to Commissioner Unora, who is the editor of the minutes.
I reviewed the minutes for the May 12, 2022 public meeting and move that they are approved as submitted.
You have heard the motion of Commissioner Unora for the approval of the minutes. Is there a second?
So moved.
Second by Vice Chairman Coleman. Any discussion, further edits? Seeing none, hearing none. All those in favor of approval of the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The minutes are approved, 3-0. And now we'll turn it over to the Commission Secretary, Rosemary Chiavetta, who will lead us through this morning's agenda.
Good morning, Madam Chairman and Commissioners. Your various bureaus and offices recommend the following agenda items for your consideration. Therefore, let us begin on page 1 with the recommendation of Director Monahan and the Bureau of Audits that the Commission adopt and release the Transmission Service Charge Audit Report of PPL Electric Utilities.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Vice Chairman Coleman, second by Commissioner Unora. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes 3-0.
It is recommended, turning to page 2, and matters presented by Director Bechtel and the Bureau of Consumer Services. It is recommended in an omnibus motion that the Commission adopt both items on page 2, beginning with the Universal Service and Energy Conservation Plan of National Fuel Gas and ending the omnibus with the Universal Service and Energy Conservation Plan of PPL Electric Utilities.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Vice Chairman Coleman, second by Commissioner Unora. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes 3-0.
Turning to page 3, and matters presented by Director Sophie and the Office of Special Assistance. It is recommended that the Commission adopt the proposed opinion and order regarding the petition for declaratory order filed by Driving Real Innovation for a Vibrant Economy.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Vice Chairman Coleman, second by Commissioner Unora. Any discussion?
Chairman, I do have a motion on this matter.
Vice Chairman Coleman.
Thank you. I'd ask that my motion be entered into the record as so I read it in its entirety. Excuse me. Before the Commission for consideration and disposition are the exceptions of several rural local exchange companies filed to the initial decision issued on December 30th, 2021. The decision grants the petition of Drive for leave to withdraw its petition for declaratory order. For the reasons set forth in the recommended opinion and order, I agree that it would not be in the public interest to permit withdrawal of this matter, and it should be returned to the Office of Administrative Law Judge for further consideration. In the interest of administrative efficiency, however, this matter should be remanded for expedited consideration and action. An expedited remand benefits all parties involved by establishing the framework for a prompt resolution to this matter moving forward. Therefore, an initial decision shall be issued on the petition for declaratory order no later than 90 days from the entry of the date of the opinion and order. I also want to note that it is the policy of this commission to encourage settlements. Consequently, the decision to deny the withdrawal and remand for expedited consideration and action should not be construed as a mandate that the underlying issues raised in the petition for declaratory order must be fully litigated and cannot be settled. Therefore, I move that the exceptions of Windstream, Pennsylvania et al. Are granted in part and denied in part. The initial decision issued on December 30th, 2021 in this proceeding is reversed, and this matter is remanded to the Office of Administrative Law Judge for expedited consideration and action, and that the Office of Special Assistants prepare an opinion and order consistent with this motion. Thank you.
You've heard the motion of Vice Chairman Coleman. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Unora. Any discussion on the motion? I do have comments and discussion on the motion. I ask that my comments be placed upon a record in their entirety as if I read them in their entirety. The case before us today concerns the scope and operation of Section 3014H of Chapter 30 under Title 66. This section, Section 3014H, establishes a right of first refusal for incumbent local exchange telecommunications companies, or ILECs, as part of their universal service mandate to provide broadband within 10 days of a consumer's request at speeds set out by Chapter 30, a mandate which we all know has been in place for over 20 years. The legislation clearly envisioned a role for the Commission in the operation of the right of first refusal, given the ILEC's universal service mandate. Ancillary provisions include, among other things, approval in annual price change opportunities and rates increases for basic local exchange service to pay for it. I support the need for expedited schedule and settlement in this contested case for several reasons. There are several 100,000 Pennsylvanians still without broadband, in excess of the broadband speed set out by Chapter 30. This absence negatively impacts their lives by limiting access to educational, health, economic, governmental information as demonstrated during the recent pandemic. An expedited proceeding will more quickly clarify the issues in this contested right of first refusal compared to a proceeding of uncertain length. This clarity is particularly critical given the looming distribution of hundreds of millions of dollars in public capital to build the last mile networks and service directly to Pennsylvania consumers in the Broadband Equity Access Deployment, or BEAD program, in the recent federal infrastructure bill. The ILECs with the current broadband universal service mandate need to know what will be provided, when, where, and to whom, so they can reply. It is one thing to build a middle mile network to carry other competitors' traffic. It is quite another thing to build a last mile network to provide broadband service directly to consumers' homes, office, or business, as envisioned in the BEAD program. The record is unclear on this and what number of Pennsylvanians without service today will get service and when. This right of first refusal is a legitimate prerequisite before a political subdivision can build networks and provide broadband service. Given the ILEC's broadband universal service mandate and our enforcement authority, the record needs to show precisely what kind of network is being proposed, who is building it, where it will be located, and when that will occur. The Commission generally lacks power over municipal public utility service. By the same token, private public utilities cannot provide public utility service unless they obtain a certificate of public convenience. The record needs to be developed to ascertain what type of entity Drive is and which of the rights and obligations to attach. And for that reason, I will be supporting the motion. Any other comments on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes 3-0. On the matter as amended, is there any objection of taking the previous roll call? Seeing no objection, the matter as amended passes 3-0.
Continuing on page 3, it is recommended that the Commission adopt in an omnibus motion the remaining item on page 3, the formal complaint of Andrew Dodson versus the Pico Energy Company, and ending the omnibus on page 4 with the application of Mohammed Khalid, TAMK Towing and Transport LLC.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Vice Chairman Coleman, second by Commissioner Yunora. All those in favor, any discussion? Got that discussion part. Seeing no discussion, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes 3-0.
Turning to page 5, and matters presented by Director Diskin and the Bureau of Technical Utility Services, it is recommended that the Commission adopt in an omnibus motion both items on page 5, beginning with the approval of nominations and re-nominations to the Sustainable Development Fund, and continue the omnibus to include both items on page 6, both items on page 7, all 3 items on page 8, all 3 items on page 9, and both items on page 10, ending the omnibus with the rate increase proposal filed by the York Water Company wastewater.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Vice Chairman Coleman, second by Commissioner Yunora. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes 3-0.
Turning to page 11, it is recommended by Chief Counsel Hicks and the Law Bureau that the Commission adopt the proposed order regarding the petition for declaratory order filed by Allied Utility Services.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Vice Chairman Coleman, second by Commissioner Yunora. Any discussion?
Yes, Madam Chair, I have a motion on the matter.
Commissioner Yunora.
Thank you. I have a motion on the matter. I ask that the motion be entered in the record as if I read it in its entirety. Before the Commission is a petition for declaratory order filed by Allied Utility Services regarding alleged violations of their wastewater tariff by a third party. Both the responses of Allied petition and supplemental filings from parties indicate that this matter implicates issues of both law and fact which are at dispute. As such, Allied has requested that matter be transferred to the Office of Administrative Law Judge, and the opposition of the party has indicated it does not object to the request. Based on these filings from the parties, the potential of termination from non-compliant connections to Allied wastewater collection systems, it is clear that the matter involves a jurisdictional dispute of both law and fact. Given that these are factual disputes present, it is appropriate to refer this matter to the Office of Administration Law Judge for evidentiary hearings. Therefore, I move, 1, that the petition of issuance of declaratory order to terminate controversy of order of TMC Management Corporation to immediately cease and desist violations of company's tariff provisions for services be referred to the Office of Administration Law Judge for evidentiary hearings, and 2, that the Law Bureau prepare an opinion and order consistent with this motion. Thank you.
You have heard the motion of Commissioner Yunora. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Chairman Coleman. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes 3-0. On the matter as amended, is there any objection to taking the previous roll call? Seeing no objection, the matter as amended passes 3-0.
Turning to page 12, and matters presented by Chief A.L.J. Rainey and the Office of Administrative Law Judge. It is recommended in an omnibus motion that the Commission adopt both items on page 12, beginning with the recommended decision of A.L.J. Vero and A.L.J. Chioda in the final implementation order of the Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority, and including the recommended decision of Judge Barnes in the application of CSX Transportation, and continuing and ending the omnibus on page 13 with the recommended decision of ALJ Pell and ALJ Ashton in the gas cost rate filing of the Philadelphia Gas Works.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Vice Chairman Coleman, second by Commissioner Eunora. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes 3-0.
Madam Chairman, that concludes the regular agenda. Turning now to the carry-in. Beginning on page 1 of the carry-in agenda, it is recommended by the Bureau of Consumer Services that the Commission approve the proposed order regarding the Universal Service and Energy Conservation Plan of the PECO Energy Company.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Vice Chairman Coleman, second by Commissioner Eunora. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes 3-0.
Turning to page 2 of the carry-in, it is recommended by the Office of Special Assistance that the Commission adopt the proposed opinion and order in the petition for interlocutory review filed by Aqua Pennsylvania regarding the acquisition of the water assets of the Delaware County Regional Water Quality Control Authority.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Vice Chairman Coleman, second by Commissioner Eunora. Any discussion?
Yes, Madam Chair, I have a motion on the matter.
Commissioner Eunora.
I ask that my motion be entered in the record as if I read it in its entirety. Before the Commission is the petition for interlocutory review filed by Aqua Pennsylvania. The petition concerns the ALJ stay order in the Aqua application to acquire the wastewater assets of Delaware County Regional Water Quality Control Authority. I believe the Commission may dispose of the instant petition. The Commission has already represented to the Commonwealth Court that a March 30th, 2021 order in this matter, which is in the basis of the ALJ stay order, is non-appealable, an interlocutory order over which we retain jurisdiction. It has been over a year since the Aqua petition was filed. During that time, the Commonwealth Court issued a final unappealable order regarding Delaware County lawsuit on the ALJ-based stay. Additional, the March 30th, 2021 order held that it would be in the public interest to give the parties the opportunity to present additional evidence that was not in record. The Commission was aware of litigation and other forums when it was issued the March 30th order. The Commission has the duty to carry out all the provisions of the Public Utility Code and regulate and conduct all the utilities in the Commonwealth. For this reason, I find that the ALJ should be directed promptly schedule hearings and briefing in the remanded proceedings and address any other pending matters in this docket. Therefore, I move that the petition of interlocutory review and order staying proceeding, answering the material questions filed on April 27, 2021 by Aqua Pennsylvania Wastewater, Inc. is granted. The material question and answered in the affirmative to extend the stay directed by the ALJ on April 16, 2021 is lifted, and the OALJ shall promptly schedule hearings, briefing, and address other matters in the remaining proceedings. 2, that the Office of Special Assistance prepare an opinion and order consistent with this motion. Thank you.
You have heard the motion of Commissioner Eunora. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Chairman Coleman. Any discussion on the motion? I do have discussion on the motion. Ask that my comments be placed into the record in its entirety as if I read them in their entirety. So I will condense it because you already heard the procedural, how we've gotten here in terms of this case. And I just want to focus on these comments. The crux of this petition that we're discussing here is whether or not the Commission should lift the stay order. In the stay order, Administrative Law Judge Brady stated that the county lawsuit is currently pending before the Commonwealth Court. The issues in the county lawsuit, among other things, are the legality, enforceability, and integrity of the APA between Delcora and Aqua and the enforcement of a new county ordinance. All of these issues are threshold issues in this pending application. The ALJ stayed the matter pending a final unappealable decision in the county lawsuit. At present, the county lawsuit referenced by ALJ Brady is remanded to the Delaware Court of Common Pleas, and a final order has not yet been issued. The Commission's March 30th, 2021 order, which I referenced above, or referenced in my comments, is also under appeal at Commonwealth Court. While the Commission's position before the Commonwealth Court is that the March 30th order is a non-appealable interlocutory order, the Court has yet to issue a decision. While not unprecedented for the Commission to act on an underlying proceeding while it is under appeal, it is uncommon. For instance, in the application of Laser Northeast Gathering Company of the Commission granted a petition to withdraw while the proceeding was still pending on remand at the Commission while the petitions for review were pending at Commonwealth Court. I emphasize here that we granted a withdrawal. Here, the proceeding would be recompense, making this a distinctly different set of circumstance from the Laser application. It is squarely within a presiding officer's purview to manage the scope of evidence and the timing of a proceeding via the use of a stay or continuance. Further, it is my opinion that the Commission should not interfere with the discretion of presiding officers unless extraordinary relief is required for the public interest. I believe it is entirely irregular for the Commission to lift the stay as sought here, where the appellate court has expressly asserted its jurisdiction over the petition for review, as the Commonwealth Court has done in this instance. Since the court has expressly stated its intent to assert jurisdiction, the more appropriate course of action would be to honor the Commonwealth Court's assertion of jurisdiction by proceeding under relevant rules of appellate procedure and stay the proceedings before the Commission. Finally, the underlying proceeding is extremely complex and controversial, dealing with monies in excess of $276 million and involving the interests of numerous counties, municipalities, and approximately 197,000 customers. So to that end, I believe judicial economy and overall prudence would be achieved by letting the two separate proceedings proceed to finality before recommencing, I'm slipping over that word, recommencing this proceeding here at the Commission. So for those reasons, I will be voting no on this motion. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Please say no. No. The motion passes 2-1. On the matter as amended, is there any objection to taking the previous roll call? Seeing no objection, the matter as amended passes 2-1, noting my dissent.
Continuing on page 2 of the carry-in, it is recommended by the Office of Special Assistance that the Commission adopt the proposed opinion and order in the petition for reconsideration and clarification filed by PennDOT.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Vice Chairman Coleman, second by Commissioner Unora. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes 3-0.
Turning to page 3 of the carry-in, it is recommended by the Office of Special Assistance that the Commission adopt the proposed opinion and order regarding the petition for reconsideration filed by Sunoco Pipeline LP.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Vice Chairman Coleman, second by Commissioner Unora. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes 3-0.
Continuing on page 3 of the carry-in, it is recommended by the Office of Special Assistance that consistent with 4 PA Code, Section 1.43C, the notational vote of the commission approving the acquisition of the wastewater assets of Willistown Township by Aqua Pennsylvania be recorded and entered in the minutes of this public meeting.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Vice Chairman Coleman, second by Commissioner Unora. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes 3-0.
And finally, turning to page 4 of the carry-in, it is recommended by the Law Bureau that the commission adopt the proposed order ratifying the emergency order issued by Chairman Dutrell on July 1, 2022, permitting the Philadelphia Gas Works to file a revised tariff, and that the action of the commission be entered into the minutes of this public meeting.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Vice Chairman Coleman, second by Commissioner Unora. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes 3-0.
Madam Chairman and Commissioners, that concludes all agenda items to be considered today.
Thank you very much. If there's no other matters that come before us today, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Vice Chairman Coleman, second by Commissioner Unora. I know there's no discussion, but I'll ask. Hearing no discussion, all those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes 3-0. We are adjourned. Thank you.